السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, in that video, I'm going to expound on the issue of Ghunnah, the role of Ghunnah. So, what is Ghunnah and how does Ghunnah appears? How to apply Ghunnah? Why Ghunnah? Why if you master Ghunnah, then you have mastered half of or two-thirds of the Tajweed rules. So, so basically, uh, each Arabic letter consists only of one makhraj, one point of articulation. For example, let's say the ba, abba, abba. It's only one makhraj of articulation. The two lips come together. This is called the point of articulation. When the two lips come together, come in contact with each other, this action of coming together, of being together, this is called a point of articulation. So any Arabic letter, each Arabic letter is consistent of one point of articulation. Where two organs in the mouth meet, this is called one point of articulation. But there is an exception to that. And the exception applies to the noon and the meme. So noon and meme, each of them is having 2 points of articulation, not 1 point of articulation. Noon and meme is having 2 points of articulation. Let's, for example, say the meme. We'll say m. I'm going now to block my nose and see how the sound takes place. Is it going to take place or is it going to be blocked? So I'm saying m. This is a very good change that each of you needs to apply. Each one is listening to me needs to apply that exercise. The same with N. Try to block your nose and say N. It becomes, when you apply that exercise, it becomes clear that the noon can be articulated or the meme can be articulated. Why is that? As I said earlier, the noon and meme, each one of them is having 2 points of articulation, not only 1 point of articulation. So they have what we call a mouth point of articulation and they have a nasal point of articulation. They occur simultaneously. The articulation of the meme, the sound of the meme, the 2 points of articulation, the meme occurs simultaneously in the nose and in the mouth. So let's take the meme. So the meme, so Ghunnah, so that's why we say Ghunnah is an integral part of the meme and noon. So when you say M, you have the two lips coming together, M. So and at the same time there is a nasal sound, and there is nasalization. This Ghunnah takes place in the nose. So as again, if you apply the exercise that I have, the exercise for blocking your nose, it's impossible for the sound to come out, impossible for the meme to come out. So when you say so the sound takes place in the mouth and takes place in the nose in the same time. The same for the noon. When you say N, so the tip of the tongue is rising to touch the upper mouth. So when you say N, so it becomes clear. It becomes clear that the sounds in the mouth and in the nose, they take place in harmony. They take place in parallel. They take place simultaneously. So so that's why all rules of Ghunnah is only related to the noon and meme. So again, the noon and meme, they have 2 makhraj. They have a nasal makhraj and they have a mouth makhraj. They have 2 points of articulation, which is opposite all other letters in Arabic. Okay, so Ghunnah nasalization is an integral part of the noon and meme. And here this graph is making showing how the Ghunnah for the noon and the meme they take place. So we have the two lips coming together, and you have also at the same time Ghunnah taking place in the nose. This is for the meme. And for the noon, you have the tongue is touching the upper mouth. It's like right after the upper teeth. And then you have the Ghunnah taking place in the noon. So is noon sakina, does noon sakina and mim sakina, they have Ghunnah? Yes, they have Ghunnah, absolutely. So noon sakina and mim sakina, they have Ghunnah. And again, if you apply the exercise with a noon sakina or mim sakina, absolutely it won't come out. The sound of the noon and the mim won't come out. So Ghunnah then have it's like it gets intensified due to some reason. Just say you have a noon that is mushaddada and mim that is mushaddada. So noon mushaddada like inna. So you are making the Ghunnah clearer, you intensify the Ghunnah, you double the Ghunnah. Why? Because this is two noons. You are not making Ghunnah for one noon. You are making Ghunnah for two noon. You have mimma, mimma. You are doubling the Ghunnah. So the Ghunnah in these cases gets clear. So it's wrong to make one Ghunnah. It's wrong to say inna, inna when it comes to reading the Quran. So because in this case you are making one Ghunnah for one noon and it's actually two noons. So you have to apply two Ghunnah. You have to intensify the sound of the Ghunnah. You have to double the time that the sound of a Ghunnah takes. You have to make it two counts. An account of two haraka. So a haraka is like it's a measurement unit. So a haraka is like it's like a haraka equals the time that you take in opening your finger and closing it. So this is one haraka. So inna. So opening your finger one haraka, closing it is one haraka. So this is the time that one haraka takes. So that's why you are making it two haraka because it's two noon. It's not only one Ghunnah, it's two Ghunnah. You need to intensify the sound. So up till here, inshallah, I'm going to make or to give a small practice from what we have explained. So again, the main information about the Ghunnah. So the Ghunnah, it's an integral part. It's an inherent part in the noon and mim. So the noon and mim both they have this. They have the quality of having two makhraj, two points of articulation. One is the nasal one, the Ghunnah, and one is it takes place in the mouth. So we have here a noon. So whenever you meet or you come across a noon and mim, it's okay for sure. You know it has a Ghunnah, and the Ghunnah due to some reasons gets intensified. So in this in Surah Al-Falaq, in ayat Allah Azza wa Jalla is saying min sharri ma khalaq. So we have here a rule called ikhfa. It's the rule of hiding the noon. So the noon when followed up by some letters, so the noon gets hidden. It has the quality of hiding it. Inshallah, I'm going to explain it in details, but now it's not the place for the rule of it's the place for Ghunnah. So when we say min sharri ma khalaqa, what happens here? So you apply ikhfa, you hide the noon with Ghunnah. So when you learn tajweed, they tell you that you need to apply Ghunnah. You hide the noon and you apply Ghunnah. So what happens here is that you need to cancel the mouth point of articulation and you still keep the nasal sound engaged. You still keep the nose engaged in producing the Ghunnah. That's why you say min sharri. It's called ikhfa, min sharri. So when you apply ikhfa, so what happens in ikhfa is that you cancel the mouth point of articulation. Here also you have النفاثات. You have a noon mushaddada, then you need to double the Ghunnah to make it clear. Here I'm going also to give another example for the mim. We have ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل. So we have here the mim is followed by ba, and this is also ikhfa. So it means a mim when followed by ba, a mim sakina, when it is followed by ba, we apply also the rule of ikhfa, of hiding the mim. But what are we hiding? So we are just canceling the mouth point of articulation, but we keep the nose engaged. ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل. So we are keeping the nose engaged, but we are canceling the mouth point of articulation. So if you understand this, if you understand the role of Ghunnah, if you understand how does the Ghunnah takes place, then inshallah you will be able to understand half or two-thirds of the rules of Tajweed, because they are all concerned with the meme and the nun. So inshallah, when we expound in this, Tajweed will be more easy. All the rules that is concerned with nun and meme, they will come super easy once you understand how Ghunnah is articulated, what letters that is it an integral part of it. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.